Don't back down in silence. Come back with resilience. I'll say that again. Don't back down in silence. Come back with resilience. Great evening, guys. Thank you so much for joining us again on another exciting Upgrade Live with Mr. Upgrade. Yes, I am Mr. Upgrade, and I'm super excited to have you join us here again on another life transforming Upgrade Live with Mr. Upgrade. You know, on the Upgrade Live with Mr. Upgrade, we do this every Sundays, basically from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. And we basically get to talk about four things. Yes. Number one, we get to take your questions. So if you have any questions, feel free to send in your questions and we will gladly take them. Number two, we get to share with you the Upgrade Mastery tip for the week. And for this week, the Upgrade Mastery tip is resilience. Yes, I can't wait for us to get into that conversation. Number three, we get to connect, network, and bond because we live in a world where connecting, networking, and bonding is very critical and very important. And number four, we get to have fun. Yay! Yes, we got to have fun because I strongly believe that if learning is not fun, there is no learning at all. So we get to have fun. So guys, thank you so much for being here. I'm super excited. I'm super pumped. I'm super ready. Yes, for us to have this conversation today. You know, on the Upgrade Live with Mr. Upgrade, we always begin with our basic 5 questions. Yes, basic 5 questions. Now, these 5 questions help us to set the tone for the conversation. It just helps to keep the conversation rolling. We'll build the foundation upon which everything else we will discuss, right? So let's start off with our basic 5 questions so we get the show on the road. Now, question number 1, very simple. What is resilience? When you hear the word resilience, what comes to your mind? What is resilience, right? I know you always hear people say, no, don't have to give up. You have to be resilient. You have to be resilient. What actually is resilience? Now, I'll tell you what it is from the upgrade side of life. You see, resilience, it is the ability and capacity to withstand, adapt, and thrive irrespective of the adversity, the trauma, or the stress. That is resilience. It is your ability and capacity to withstand, to adapt, to thrive, irrespective of the adversity, the trauma, or the stress. Remember, the good book says that if you faint in the day of adversity, your strength is very small, which means adversity is sure to happen. Adversity is not if, but when. And that's why you have to be resilient, right? You have to be resilient and you need to have resilience, right? You must understand this. So that is what resilience is. It is your ability and the capacity to adapt, to withstand, and to thrive irrespective of the adversity, the trauma, or the stress. Now, question number 2, simple. Who's responsible for resilience? Now, we know what resilience is. Who then is responsible for resilience? The answer, come closer. The answer is you. Yes, you are responsible for resilience. No one else is responsible for resilience but you. You are the one totally responsible for resilience. So, how resilient you are and the resilience you show is entirely up to you. And I tell you and I charge you that you must become resilient and have resilience. Now, question number 3. Question number 3, guys. Why resilience? Why do we have to talk about resilience? Why is resilience of any importance to us? Why do we even need to consider this as a conversation? Very simple. Number 1, to withstand. See, let me tell you this, guys. Life is tough. Life is tough. And you know, there's a saying that tough time never lasts, but tough people do. The tough people that last are the ones who have resilience. Trust me, the reason why resilience is because you are able to withstand. Remember, I told you earlier, if you faint in the day of adversity, your strength was small. Resilience helps you to withstand any and every adversity. So you must make up your mind. Resilience, because resilience is what helps you to withstand. Withstand. You know, scripture tells us that having all the armor of God so you can be able to withstand the fiery darts of the enemy and to stand. See this, guys. First reason why resilience is withstand. The second reason why resilience is to adapt. Now that you can withstand, they shake you, you're standing. Now you have to now adapt. Right? You must develop resilience so you can ride the tides of the storm. Right? They say it is not the water that is on the ship that sinks the ship. It is the water that gets into the ship that sinks the ship. Which means when you are resilient, you are able to adapt to this situation. You're able to adapt to the circumstance. You're able to adapt to the adversity. That is what happens with resilience. You are able to adapt. You see, I've always said this, even though Charles Darwin told us about the theory of evolution, I like to tell people about the theory of adaptation, because it's not the survival of the fittest. It is the survival of the most adaptable, and resilience helps you to adapt. Yes. Second reason why resilience is to adapt. The third reason why resilience is to thrive. See this, guys. You must understand this and you must settle this in your heart, that resilience helps you thrive. Nothing helps you to thrive in life like when you are resilient. And people expect you to back down. People expect you to cave in. People expect you to give up. But regardless, like they say in Nigeria, still upon still, you thrive. See, if you live in Nigeria, where things have skyrocketed through inflation over 500%, yet Nigerians are resilient. They are still thriving. Even in a T-pain economy, Nigerians are still thriving because Nigerians are resilient. They have resilience. So the third reason why resilience is to thrive. So 3 reasons why resilience is to withstand, to adapt, and to thrive. Now, question number 4. Follow me closely, guys. Question number 4 is, what are the benefits of resilience? Now, we've told you what resilience is. We've told you why resilience. We've told you who's responsible for resilience. Now, we're going to tell you what are the benefits of resilience. When I have resilience, what do I stand to gain? Because there's always what is in it for you. So what are the benefits of resilience? Number 1, you never give up. One of the most important benefits of resilience is that you never give up. No matter what happens, you never give up. Resilience ensures that you keep pushing, you never give up, you never quit. That resilience. Are you getting this? You never give up. You never give up. The one who has resilience never gives up. Yet he may be knocked down, yet he may be pushed back, yet he may have setback, but he never gives up because of resilience. Second benefit of resilience is that you thrive by any means necessary. Now, I love this. because some people have excuses for their failure. And one of the things that I always like to tell people is never excuse failure for any reason or for any account. Instead, be resilient and thrive by any means necessary. Try. You get that? Thrive by any means necessary. Don't give up yet. Thrive. That is what shows that you have resilience, because you thrive by any means necessary. The third benefit of resilience is that you push through it. You push through it. Regardless of what you're facing, you push through it. Yes, it's tough. You push through it. Yet it's hard. You push through it. Yet you want to throw in the towel. You push through it. That's the benefit of resilience. It helps you push through it. Yes, you have to push through it. I always say this: no one is coming to save you. You are your own rescue. So push through it with resilience. Push through it. People expect you to quit. People expect you to give up. People expect you to say that's it for you. But you, with resilience, you push through it. Push through it, my friends. Push through it. Question number 5. When is the best time for resilience? When is the best time for you to have resilience? And I'll tell you this with all honesty and in all sincerity: the best time for resilience is now. The last best time was yesterday, but now is the next best time for resilience. Now is the time that you push through it. Now, not tomorrow, not later. Now is the time to develop your thick skin for resilience. Push through it. Now, push through it. The best time for resilience is now. Now, guys, now is the best time for resilience. Do you understand this? Right? Now, let's get into the word resilience itself, because now we have broken it down and we want to get into the conversation resilience so that you really understand what we are talking about, right? So you really understand what this is all about. Resilience. RESILIENCE. Resilience, right? Let's break that down. RESILIENCE. Resilience, right? Let's break that down so you get it. Resilience. 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 Let's get into it. Now, you see, guys, the R in resilience is responsibility. See, guys, there's no else I'm going to say this. Resilience is your responsibility. Yes. In all honesty, resilience is your responsibility. Nobody, guys, nobody is coming to save you. You are your own rescue. So how resilient you are and how you show resilience is your responsibility. You must pick yourself up. Yes, you fall to the ground, but pick yourself up. Resilience is your responsibility. Nobody's going to be resilient for you. Nobody will show resilience for you, but resilience is your responsibility. So the R in resilience is responsibility. Every man must become resilient. Everyone. Because it is your responsibility. Nobody's going to be resilient for you. Nobody. Not even me. I ain't going to be resilient for you. Nope. I ain't going to do that. Nobody's going to be resilient for you. Are you getting this? Nobody's going to be resilient for you because resilience is your responsibility. So get to work. Become resilient. Express resilience. Does that make sense? So the R in resilience is responsibility, right? The E in resilience is energy. See, guys, I don't know where you live in the world. If you want to be resilient, you need to bring in your energy. See, energy is a vibe. Energy is a vibe. People are contagious with energy. So if you're going to be resilient, you need to bring in your energy, bring in your A game. Don't be, oh, please, oh, help me. No, no. Bring in your energy. That's how you become resilient. Stand up, square your shoulders, look people in the eye. Bring in your energy. It's your vibe. And energy is contagious. Let people be contagious with it by the energy that you bring because of your resilience. When people expect you to quit, when people expect you to back down, when people expect you to say, oh no, this is over for you, but you come back because you have resilience. And that happens because you bring in your energy. See these guys, bring in your energy. Bring in your energy. Don't be a weakling, don't be a sissy. Bring in your energy. That's how you come back. That's how you show that you are still in the game. You're still in the game. Bring in your energy, guys. Energy. E. First E in resilience is energy. The S in resilience is sacrifice. See, guys, I'll be honest with you. If you truly want to be resilient, you must get ready to make certain sacrifices. Yes, you must get ready to make certain sacrifices. See, guys, nothing's going to be handed over to you on a platter. You must make the sacrifice of what it is that you want. You make the sacrifice of who you want to be. You make the sacrifice of what you want to have. You make the sacrifice of what you want to do. That's how you stay resilient. You make the sacrifice. And I always say this, when you don't make sacrifice, stone, you become the sacrifice. And I don't want you to become the sacrifice. I want you to make sacrifice because that's what shows you are resilient. That's what shows you have resilience. You make sacrifice. So the F in resilience is sacrifice. What are you willing to give in? What are you willing to give in? I always say, you always get out of life what you put into life. You always get out of it what you put into it. And what you put in is part of your sacrifice. Get ready, guys. Get ready to make sacrifice because you have resilience and you have resilience. Make the sacrifice. Make the sacrifice, guys. Make the sacrifice. And you see, I, in resilience, is intentional. Anyone who's going to be resilient, you have to be intentional. Right? Resilience is not by chance. It's not by mistake. No. You're intentional about it. You know, the 4 lepers in 2 Kings chapter 7, they asked themselves, why sit we here and die? They were intentional. They were intentional. Anyone who wants to be resilient and have resilience, you must be intentional. You can't leave it to chance. You can't do it by mistake. You have to be intentional. Yes, this knocked me down, but I'm going to stand up and I'm going to push through it. That's you being intentional. Not crying over spilled milk. You're not a sissy. Not crying over spilled milk. I always say, crying over spilled milk doesn't change the fact that the milk is spilled. It doesn't. It doesn't. Crying over it doesn't rewind the hands of time. It doesn't. So what's the use? The waste of energy is a waste of time and the waste of your potential of resilience. So stop crying. Be intentional. Get back to work. Get back to what you're doing. Bounce back. That's how you become resilient. You are intentional about what needs to be done and you get it done. right? And you see, the L in resilience is learning. As a resilient person, you are learning. You're learning from your failures. You're learning from your mistakes. You're learning from what has happened to you. You are learning. So resilience gives you the privilege of learning. It gives you the opportunity for learning. Resilience. The L in resilience is learning. Is learning. All the people I know who are resilient, they are learning through the resilience, through what they are pushing through what they are intentional about. They are learning. They're learning. Resilience helps for your learning. And you see, the second I in resilience is innovative. When you're resilient, you get innovative ideas to do what needs to be done. Because now you're thinking through it. You sat back through the whole situation. You get innovative ideas. See this. Wake up. Resilience helps you become innovative. Because why? You have learned from the mistake. You have learned from what had happened before. You have learned from the setback. So now you are innovative. It is resilience that helps you to become more innovative. So the I in resilience, the second I in resilience is innovative. I'm yet to see anyone who is resilient that doesn't have a new way of doing what has been done before. Why? Innovative. Right? The second E in resilience is empathy. You're showing yourself empathy. Doing that, yes, I may have fallen short. Yes, I may have made a mistake, but I pat myself back on the back and say, we can get this right. We can do this again. We can make it right. Why? You show yourself empathy. Don't be too hard on yourself. Yes, don't be too hard on yourself. Resilience, empathy. Empathy, letting you know that you can get back up again. You can get back up again. See these guys. The one who's resilient shows empathy to self and to others. Because the truth is, sometimes the same mistakes you make, other people make them. So don't judge them harshly. Show empathy, because you too have had resilience to push through your situation and your challenge. So the other E in resilience is empathy. Right? Is this making sense? Are you following, guys? Are you following this? Is this making sense? Great. The N in resilience is necessity. See this, guys. It's of necessity that you become resilient. It is of necessity. It is of necessity that you become resilient. Resilience is a necessity. You can't back down now. You can't quit now. You can't give up now. CeCe Winans back in the day sang the song. No, CeCe Winans or Mary Mary. Yeah, Mary Mary. I just can't give up now. Gone too far from where I started from. Nobody told me the road will be easy, and I don't believe he's brought me this far to leave me. So you see, resilience is a necessity, regardless of what you're facing and going through right now. Resilience is a necessity. Even scripture says, a just man falls 7 times, yet 7 times he would rise. It's a necessity that you become resilient. It's a necessity. And then the C in resilience is character. When you're resilient, it builds character in you. It builds character. You don't quit. You don't give up. It builds character. Resilience builds character. And it's very critical for a person. Because character is who you are when no one is looking. Right? When people have given up on you, your character ensures you don't give up on yourself. When people are writing you off, your character shows that you rewrite your story. Character. The C in resilience is character. And finally, the E in resilience is experience. At the end of it all, what resilience gives to you is an experience that even money cannot buy. Yes. What resilience gives to you when you've gone through it, when you push through it, is an experience which money cannot buy and no one can take away from you. It becomes your tacit knowledge. No one takes it away from you. So, guys, this is what resilience is about. It gives you an experience. And like the old saying goes, experience is the best teacher, right? And you can learn from other people's experiences too to be wise. So that just lets you know that when you go through your season with resilience, you get experience. You get experience. You don't buy experience off the shelf. You don't order experience and it's delivered. No, it is what you go through that gives you experience, what you go through. And if you go through it with resilience, you come out on the other side with experience. Oh my God, I love that. If you go through it with resilience, you come out on the other side with experience. Guys, this is a wake-up call to you. Wherever you find the world right now, watching this, it's a privilege for you to be watching this right now. It's also a rare opportunity for you to get back with resilience. Get back to what you're doing. Don't quit. Don't say the year is almost over. No! Get back with resilience. Impossible is nothing when there is resilience. I'll say that again. Impossible is nothing when there is resilience. So, guys, this is what resilience is about. It's about responsibility. It's about energy. It's about sacrifice. It's about intentional. It's about learning. It's about empathy. It's about necessity. It's about character. And it's about experience. Now, this, my friend, is what resilience is about. Has this made sense to you? Are you loving this? Do you want us to go further? Tell me. Let me see some fire in the comment section. Do you want us to go further? Yes. Yes. I see the fires. I see the fires. So let's go further. Right? You see, there are three things about resilience that I want you to also pay attention to. Three things about resilience, right? Number one, self-aware. You know, one of the great things about resilience is that you become self-aware. Where you are aware to yourself, I cannot fail. I cannot fail. No matter what's happening, no matter what I'm going through right now, I cannot fail. That is you being self-aware. I just cannot fail. Yes, everything may be going south for me right now. Everything may be going downhill for me right now. But I am self-aware. I cannot fail. I cannot fail. That always comes from a self-awareness perspective. I cannot fail. I just cannot fail. You know, my friend Emmanuel, in his episode of podcast, talked about reframing, right? And I hope you go listen to that episode. It's on the Wow FM Let's Talk podcast with Emmanuel, right? He's gotten over 20 million plays and counting. He's an amazing young man doing great things. I expect to go into that episode on reframing. One of the things that resilience helps you to do is to reframe the situation, to reframe what you're going through, to reframe your circumstance. And in reframing, you realize that I cannot fail. I just cannot fail. I just cannot fail. One of the things you must know about resilience is you are self-aware. And the very first thing to be self-aware is that you cannot fail. Failure is not an option. You have options, failure is not part of it. So you cannot fail. I cannot fail you. I cannot fail. Lives and destinies that tie to me, I cannot fail. You must be resilient. And you must be self-aware. I cannot fail. I cannot. It is too risky for me to fail. I cannot fail. Self-aware. Cannot fail. The second thing about resilience that I want you to know is that you are problem solving. When you are resilient, you are problem solving. You are fixing things for yourself. You are problem solving. You are not just chilling. No. You are problem solving. You are looking at situations and say, how do we fix this? How do we get this to work? You are problem solving. A resilient person is a problem solver. A resilient person doesn't fall under the weight of problem. No, he rises up and solves it. He's not a problem giver. A resilient person is a solution provider, is the problem solver. Are you getting this? The second thing about resilience is your problem solving. Life hits you, you get back. Hits you, you get back. You solve the problem. The resilient person is problem solving. It's problem solving, right? The third thing about resilience, you never quit. The resilient person, you never quit. You never quit. Like you never quit. You don't throw in the towel. No, you get knocked down, you get back up. You continue. You never quit. Quitting does not exist to the one who's resilient. I'll say that again. Quitting does not exist to the one who is resilient. You just can't quit. You just don't quit because you are resilient. The two traits of resilience that I want you to always remember and know. Two traits of resilience is you adapt, you thrive. Those are the two traits. For anyone who's resilient, those are the two traits. You adapt, you thrive. Adapt, thrive. Two traits of resilience. All over the world, look around. People that you've seen express resilience. They were able to adapt, they were able to thrive. You see, a friend recently sent me a video on Instagram of a guy who was cut in two. He had an accident while walking with a forklift, and he had to be cut into two. He had no lower part of his body anymore. From just his stomach upwards was still left. And the doctors were able to help him. But guess what? Even in that situation, he still got married to the love of his life. He was able to adapt. He was able to thrive. Guys, for the one who is resilient, these two traits will always be seen. They adapt, they thrive. They adapt, they thrive. That's for the person who is resilient. They adapt, they thrive. And you see, the one goal of resilience is never give up. Never give up. Never give up. The person who's resilient never gives up. There are many reasons, many occasions why the person should give up. But because the person is resilient, the person never gives up. So my charge to you, never give up. If you're resilient, never give up. Never quit. Never give up. Resilience expects you to never give up. Is this making sense? Are you getting this? So the one goal of resilience is never give up. No matter what it is, never give up. See this, guys. Life will push you to silence, but you must speak up through resilience. I'll say that again. Life will push you to silence, but you must speak up with resilience. Do you get that? I'll say that one more time. Life will push you to silence, but you must speak up with resilience. I don't care what life brings your way. All I care about is that you become resilient. Don't be hushed into silence. Speak up, speak out through resilience. Speak out through resilience. You see, I'll give you some biblical examples of resilience that would help you to understand this better, right? Some biblical examples of resilience. Do you know that guy called Zacchaeus, a tax collector, right? The short guy, brief Zacchaeus, right? So he wanted to see Jesus, right? And guess what he did? He climbed a sycamore tree and waited on the tree to where, knowing that Jesus will pass through that path. That is resilience. Now, Zacchaeus was not a poor man. Zacchaeus was well-to-do. He was a tax collector. He was one of the big boys of his day. Yet, through resilience, in wanting to encounter Jesus, he climbed a sycamore tree, knowing that Jesus may not notice him in the crowd because of his stature, right? But beyond his stature, Zacchaeus had status. But yet, he climbed the sycamore tree. That is resilience, guys. That is resilience. He climbed the sycamore tree, waiting for Jesus to pass by, and Jesus got to the tree, and Jesus stopped and said, Zacchaeus, I see you. Come on down. Just kidding. Jesus told Zacchaeus, come down. Today, because of your resilience, Jesus didn't say that literally, but that's what it meant. Because of Zacchaeus' resilience, Jesus said, come down. I'm going to your house today. So Jesus did not only stop to see Zacchaeus, he went with Zacchaeus to his house. Resilience attracts things to you. Resilience, it attracts things to you. Jesus would never have had any encounter with Zacchaeus if not for Zacchaeus' resilience. And Jesus did not only say, Zacchaeus, come down, now I've seen you. Jesus said, Zacchaeus, I'll go to your house. I'll chill with you for a while. And while in Zacchaeus' house, Zacchaeus said, oh, master, if I've done anyone wrong, I would right my wrong. I would give them back 4 times what I may have taken from them unlawfully through taxes. See these guys. Resilience brings out another side of you that you never knew existed. Remember the woman with the issue of blood? Yeah, that woman who had the issue of blood for 12 years. Scripture lets us know that she had suffered many things from the hands of physicians. And she had even lost her wealth in the process. 12 years, non-stop bleeding for 12 years. Ask a female that you have around you what it's like for them to go through their monthly period that probably is for 4 days, 5 days, or for some of them 6 days max, once in a month. Yet this woman was bleeding straight, non-stop, for 12 years. Non-stop bleeding for 12 years. She had suffered so many things in the hands of physicians. So the scripture said, yet this woman, with resilience, she heard about Jesus and said, if only I would but touch the hem. Now, I don't want him to notice me. I don't even want him to pray for me. If only I would but touch the hem of his garments, I will be made whole. And guess what? Because she had that resilience, she pressed through the crowd. Now, you know, in that day and time, having that kind of infirmity would push you out from the crowd, would make people not want to relate with you. Yet she took herself in that condition and pressed through the crowd. And she touched the hem of the garment, and immediately the flow ceased. What? Jesus stopped again. Jesus stopped and said, "Who touched me? For I perceive that virtue has left me." The disciple said, "Master, everyone is touching you." And Jesus said, "No. Someone touched me with resilience. Someone touched me with intentionality. Someone touched me for a reason." And then the woman came out, knew what had happened to her, said, "Lord, I did." And Jesus said, "Your faith has made you whole." You see, resilience is also a show of faith. Resilience is a show of faith. The reason why you don't give up is because you have faith that it will work. Resilience is a show of faith. Scripture says all things work together for good to them that love God and to them who are the called according to his purpose. Resilience is a show of faith. It's a show of faith. The woman with the issue of blood, she pressed through the crowd and she touched and she was healed. And Jesus said, "Your faith, not my prayers, not my healing powers, but your faith through resilience has made you whole." I told you about Zacchaeus. I told you about the woman with the issue of blood. Now let me tell you about the Shunammite woman. You know the Shunammite woman? The woman who always prepared the place for Elisha. And Elisha at one point said, "Oh, this woman has always been nice to me. She has always shown me generosity. What should I do for her?" And he called the woman and said, "What do you want me to do for you? Should I introduce you to the king? Should I talk to the captain of the army?" And she said, "No, I'm before my people. I don't need that." And Gehazi, his servant, said, "This woman doesn't have a child." And Elisha said, "According to the time of life, you would have a child." Indeed, she did have that child. And then one day, while that child was still working in the farm, and then he complained, "My head, my head, my head," and he slumped and he died. Someone who never had a child, that now had a child, and the child was 12 years old and suddenly died one afternoon. She took the child, put it in the room she always prepared for Elisha whenever he passed by, and left him there, and took a horse, told her husband that she was going to fetch Elisha. While she was on that journey, Gehazi, Elisha's servant, saw her on the way and asked her, "Is all well?" And she said, "It is well." The one who has resilience not only shows faith, but has faith-filled confessions. Hey! The one with resilience not only shows faith, but has faith-filled confessions. Said, "It is well." She got to Elisha. Elisha asked her, "Is everything well?" She said, "It is well." I told Elisha, "The son that you have given me is dead." Elisha sent Gehazi to the child. The child is still dead. Elisha went himself and lay upon the child and breathed life into the child, and the child came back to life. The Shunammite woman was resilient. She didn't just say, "Oh, at least I enjoyed the child for 12 years. God gives, God takes." No, 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 no. No. She was resilient. She was resilient. And Elisha brought the son back to life. How about Paul and Silas? In Acts chapter 16, they were arrested. They were arrested. Paul and Silas were arrested and put in prison. And scripture says, at midnight, Paul and Silas, they prayed, they sang. The prisoners heard them. The prisoners didn't join them, they heard them. But guess what? There was a great shake in the prison. All the prisoners' chains fell off, and the doors of the prison were wide open. Resilience helps you to do faith-based actions that you will see supernatural results. They could have been crying and mourning their situation and say, ah, we are now in prison after all we are doing. No. Yet, failed actions. They sang, they praised, they prayed, they praised. And there was a shaking of the prison. And supernaturally, they were set free. See these guys. Even Jesus himself, in the Garden of Gethsemane, when he prayed and his sweat was like drops of blood, yet in resilience, he said, if it be possible, let this cup pass over me. But then he remembered, nevertheless, not my will, but your will, O God. And he went to the cross and he declared, it is finished. See, resilience helps you to finish well. See. See this, guys. The truth is, with resilience, you never lose. You always win. Did you get that? With resilience, you never lose. You never lose. You never lose with resilience. You always win. We always win. See, you can change your story when you become resilient. You want to rewrite your story, you rewrite it with the pen of resilience. Did you get that? You want to rewrite your story, you rewrite it with the pen of resilience. You can only change your story when you become resilient. Outside of resilience, you can't change anything. But when you become resilient, you can change your story. You determine how it ends. With your resilience, you determine how your story ends. I cannot fail. Oh. I cannot fail. I cannot fail. See, resilience is not an event. It's a culture and a lifestyle. See, resilience is not one thing you do once and then you now say, okay, you cannot do it again. No. Resilience is not an event. It is not an event. See, guys, resilience is not an event. It is a culture and a lifestyle. It is not an event. It's not what you do once and say, okay, no, I'm done with this. No, it is a culture and a lifestyle. It's not an event. Oh, it is not an event. It's not an event. See, resilience would help you to become resourceful. It will help you to become grateful, and it will help you to become mindful. Resilience. It helps you become resourceful. See, you don't need to have everything. You don't need to have all the resources. You just need to be resourceful. And resilience helps you to be resourceful. Are you getting this? Resilience helps you to be resourceful. So you don't need to have everything. Resilience just helps you to be resourceful. Like they say, the happiest people don't have the best of everything. They simply make the best out of everything. That's why they're happy. That's why they're happy. The same way, resilience makes you become resourceful. Resilience helps you become grateful. Yes, you may have had a setback, but now you have a comeback and you are grateful because you rewrite your story. You are grateful. People are reading you up, but you are here. You are grateful. Resilience helps you become grateful. And resilience helps you become mindful, self-aware. I cannot fail, Lord. I cannot fail. Mindful. See, guys, nothing helps you learn more from failure like resilience. Nothing helps you to learn more from failure like resilience. Because part of the trait of resilience is learning. So nothing helps you to learn more from your mistakes, from your failures, like resilience. And also, Nothing helps you to keep pushing boundaries of success like resilience. Are you getting it? Nothing helps you to keep pushing the boundaries of success like resilience. You learn from the failure through resilience. You push the boundaries of success through resilience because there can be more. You always stay here. There is always more on the upgrade side of life. Are you getting this? See this, guys. Life doesn't get much easier. You get more resilient with life. Do you understand that? Life doesn't get easier. You get more resilient with life. It's about you. It's about how resilient you are, how much of resilience you have. Life ain't going to get more easier. No. But you must get resilient with life. You must get resilient with life. You see, resilience makes you do the things on your terms. On your terms. You see, with resilience, you do things on your terms. You don't just quit anyhow. You quit the way you decide to. Are you getting this? Even when you get to when you need to quit, you don't just quit anyhow. No. You quit with the way you decide to walk away. You know, like they say in those memes on social media, the person will speak and say, drop mic. Yeah. Resilience helps you to drop mic. Yep. The best response, guys, is always a resilient approach. I'll say that again. The best response is always the resilient approach. That's the best response. That's the best response, is a resilient approach. And you see, when life and people shock you, surprise them with your resilience. When life and people, they shock you, you surprise them with your resilience. It changes everything. Surprise them with your resilience when they decide to shock you. You see, resilience is getting back up and staying up when situation and circumstances have knocked you down. Get back up and you stay up because you're resilient. It's getting back up and staying up when situations and circumstances, they knock you down. And you see this, guys, resilience is a nature that you have to deliberately and intentionally nurture. So you must nurture your nature of resilience. I'll say that again. You must nurture your nature of resilience. And you know, there are simple ways to keep building resilience. Simple ways. And I'll tell you the three of them. 3 simple ways to keep building resilience. 3 simple ways. Number 1, keep learning. As long as you keep learning, you keep building resilience. Number 2, keep growing. As long as you keep growing, you will keep building resilience. And number 3, keep evolving. As long as you keep evolving, you will keep building resilience. So these are 3 simple ways to keep building resilience. You keep learning, you keep growing, you keep evolving, and you are building resilience. See this, guys. What doesn't kill you does not only make you stronger, it helps you to attain resilience. And they always say, What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. No, what doesn't kill you doesn't always make you stronger. It always helps you to attain resilience. It helps you attain resilience. And you see, the light at the end of the tunnel is you with resilience. They always say, oh, there's always light at the end of the tunnel. See. Listen to these guys. The light at the end of the tunnel is you with resilience. That's the light at the end of the tunnel. You with resilience. Never forget this. Never forget this, guys. Every day is an opportunity to choose to have resilience. Tell yourself when you wake up, this day is an opportunity for me to choose to have resilience. Every day is an opportunity for you to choose to have resilience every single day. Every single day. And you see, your resilience can become a point of reference for others. Others can look at you and say, because you didn't quit, because you didn't give up, it has become a point of reference for them. So your resilience can become a point of reference for others. This is why you should not give up. This is why you should not quit, because your resilience can become a point of reference for others. They see you and they want to be like you because your resilience has now become a point of reference. Are you getting this? Your resilience has now become a point of reference. We always say, your resilience becomes the point of reference for others. See, there are two movies I would recommend that you watch that would show you how important resilience is about. Number one is Hacksaw Ridge. Hacksaw Ridge. Go watch it. It's an old movie, but you can get it online. Hacksaw Ridge. Number two is A Million Miles Away. These are two important movies that would help you to understand even more the concept of resilience. In Hacksaw Ridge, there was a soldier, Desmond Guest, right? He went to war. He said he was never going to use the gun, even though he was a soldier at war. And yet he was the one who also helped rescue many of his wounded soldiers. He kept saying, one more, Lord, one more. Showed resilience. Another movie is A Million Miles Away. Talked about a guy who had this inspiration and dream to work with NASA and go to space. He was a Mexican. And he applied to NASA for 12 good years. He kept applying to NASA for 12 good years consecutively. And eventually, he was the first person from his town to work with NASA and go to space. Resilience, guys. Resilience. It works. It works. See this, guys. See this as we begin to wind things down. See this, guys. So begin to wrap this up for today. See this. Experience comes from resilience. Experience, it comes from resilience. And remember, I told you, you can't buy resilience, you can't buy experience off the shelf. Experience comes from the things you have gone through with resilience. And you see, resilience is knowing that you and only you have the power and the responsibility to pick yourself up regardless of what life brings to knock you down. I told us earlier that resilience is absolutely your responsibility. And I believe that this conversation has helped you to see the need where you should go back and pick yourself up with resilience, because there is still more to you, and you should determine how your story ends. Not life, but you. So, guys, I hope you've learned something today. I hope you really have learned something today, because I have. I have been inspired by this conversation. I believe you too have been inspired by this conversation. What I expect you to do is to go back to work and become more resilient with yourself. That's what I expect you to do. And also, I expect you to share this with your friends, your followers, your loved ones, and even your enemies if you have. Share it with them to help them. And like we always tell you, three things will happen for you in this new week. Number one, increased voice of God. Number two, open heavens over your life. And number three, more angelic activities in all that you do. Remember, there's always more on the upgrade side of life. And that's why we encourage you to leave good behind so that you can upgrade. And what better way for you to upgrade than to upgrade with resilience? Thank you so much for watching. God bless you.